Latest news on Chelsea ahead of their match against West Ham United at London Stadium. Let's take a look at the latest information on the players' conditions. Chelsea are in pretty good shape ahead of this match. Although there are some players who are doubtful, there are also those who are likely to be able to play. Here are the details about the players. Players who are ready to return. 1. Enzo Fernandez. After missing the previous match due to illness, Enzo has returned to training and is expected to be ready to play. 2. Romeo Lavia has a hamstring problem but is likely to be able to play. 3. Malo Gusto has recovered from a thigh injury and is back in full training. 4. Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall. Same situation as Lavia and Fernandez, likely to be available. And players who are definitely out. Reece James, still unable to play due to a recurring hamstring injury. His presence is greatly missed, but Chelsea must be patient for his recovery. Meanwhile, kickoff will take place on Saturday, September 21st at 12:30 GMT. Location: London Stadium. If we look at the team statistics, West Ham United currently has 4 points and is in 14th position, while Chelsea currently has 7 points and is in 8th position. And for the probability of results, Chelsea FC 45%, West Ham United 30%, draw 25%. So Chelsea seems to have a good chance of winning this match, especially if key players like Fernandez and Gusto can appear. This match is also a London derby, which is always interesting to watch. What do you think about Chelsea's chances in the match against West Ham? Write a comment below. The recent signing has received special attention from football pundits. Yes, we will discuss Jadon Sancho and what makes him a very clever addition to Chelsea. One of the new players who has just joined is Jadon Sancho. Sancho, who just moved from Manchester United, has already shown his impact by helping Nkunku score goals. Football pundit Robbie Mustoe assessed that Sancho is a very clever signing. In the podcast The Two Robbies, Mustoe called Sancho a sneaky and good purchase with an affordable price and an ideal age. However, the competition in Chelsea's wing position is very tight. There are many players competing for the main place, such as Pedro Neto and Joao Felix. Sancho must fight hard to get more playing minutes. Coach Enzo Maresca has given a signal that he has high hopes for Sancho, and his impressive performance could be an indication that he will be an important part of Chelsea's game plan. That's our discussion about Jadon Sancho and his new role at Chelsea. Do you agree with Robbie Mustoe's view that Sancho is a shrewd signing? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Young striker who is currently attracting a lot of attention in Europe is Viktor Gyökeres. Arsenal and Chelsea have recently sent scouting teams to watch him in action in the Champions League. Let's review it further. This season, he has scored 9 goals in 7 matches. His consistent performance has made him a target for big European clubs, especially Arsenal and Chelsea. In the opening match of the Champions League against LOSC Lille, Gyökeres opened the scoring for Sporting in the 28th minute. The scouting report obtained shows that the two London clubs are very impressed with Gyökeres' performance. With the urgent need for a striker, both Arsenal and Chelsea could consider bringing in this player in the January transfer window. Although there is interest from both clubs, there are several factors to consider. Gyökeres' release clause is £84 million, which could be a barrier for Arsenal or Chelsea to recruit him in the middle of the season. The most realistic scenario is that they wait until next summer, when the transfer conditions can be more flexible. With his brilliant performance and attention from big clubs, Viktor Gyökeres is indeed worth paying attention to. Will Arsenal or Chelsea succeed in bringing him in? Let's just wait for further development. What do you think about Viktor Gyökeres? Is he a good fit for Arsenal or Chelsea? Write your thoughts in the comments below. Latest on Ben Chilwell, the Chelsea defender who is expected to leave the club in the January transfer window. According to a report from Football Insider, Chilwell has been left out of first-team training by Maresca. Although there is little chance of him returning to training, it seems Chelsea are ready to sell him in January. This decision was taken because Maresca wants to streamline the squad, which is too big. Chilwell, who was previously offered to Manchester United, is currently still in an uncertain position. While several players such as Raheem Sterling and Trevoh Chalobah have been loaned out, Chilwell remains despite his position being under threat. When the January transfer window opens, Chelsea are trying to find a permanent solution to Chilwell's situation. There are several clubs who may be interested, especially Crystal Palace, who are in need of reinforcements at left back. However, concerns over Chilwell's fitness are a factor that could hinder this transfer. Despite interest from Turkish clubs, Chilwell may prefer to stay in the Premier League to continue his career. If he can maintain his fitness over the next few months, there are many options he could take. So, what happens to Ben Chilwell at Chelsea? Will he find a new club in January? We'll have to wait and see. Noni Madueke has recently heaped praise on youngster Tyreek George, who has just made his debut. In an interview with Sky Sports, Madueke described George's talent as very impressive. He described George as a winger with great ability, with pace, skill, and the ability to score goals with both feet. Tyreek George made his Chelsea first team debut in late August, playing for 30 minutes in the Europa Conference League playoff tie against Servette. His solid performance in the match is one of the reasons why Madueke is so optimistic about his future. George has shown his talent from a young age, impressing in Chelsea's academy, scoring 14 goals and assisting 10 in 39 appearances at under-18 level over the past 3 seasons. George has also made a number of appearances for the under-21s before becoming a regular part of the squad this season. With his status as one of 6 players listed on the B list for the Europa Conference League phase, George has a good chance of featuring in the 6 upcoming European games against Gent, Panathinaikos, Noah, Heidenheim, Astana, and Shamrock Rovers between October and December. So, that's a glimpse of Tyreek George and the huge potential he has. Do you also believe that George will be a big star at Chelsea? Don't forget to like and comment. Next, we will discuss Leslie Ugochukwu's Premier League debut with Southampton and manager Russell Martin's assessment. Let's see how Ugochukwu performed and what Martin said. Leslie Ugochukwu, a young French player on loan from Chelsea, has just made his Premier League debut with Southampton. In the match against Manchester United, Ugochukwu played for 64 minutes before being replaced by the more experienced Adam Lallana. During the match, Ugochukwu showed promising potential. He managed to complete 23 of the 25 passes he attempted and successfully made one of the 2 tackles he made. Southampton manager Russell Martin gave a positive assessment of Ugochukwu's debut. According to Martin, Ugochukwu's performance was very good, and he is sure that this young player will continue to develop. Martin said, "I think he's good. I think he'll get better. He's starting to understand what we want and what we need from him, and that will continue to develop. So I think he's good." Martin also noted that Ugochukwu looked a little tired after playing, especially since he had just recovered from an injury at Chelsea and had just returned from international duty. However, Martin believes Ugochukwu has great potential and will only get better in the future. Leslie Ugochukwu is likely to feature again in the Carabao Cup tie against Everton on Tuesday. In addition, he is expected to remain part of Martin's first-team Premier League squad. With his performance continuing to improve, Ugochukwu could become a key player for Southampton this season. That's a review of Leslie Ugochukwu's Premier League debut and manager Russell Martin's assessment. Leave a comment below with your thoughts on Ugochukwu's performance.